Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you planned it exactly. Here I am for the morning in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Perfect location, palm trees, beaches, everything to give you a fantastic look at this AER Pro Pack 20 liter. And unfortunately, this is what it looks like. Yeah. So hard to see, but lots of rain, gray skies, terrible. So we do it from the inside, and we'll just do the best we can with the look at these AER Pro Pack 20 liter. Let's get to it. So here we are. This is the AER Pro Pack 20 liter. Fantastic bag. I really haven't reviewed any AER bags in the past. Just generally speaking, they're just not normally my style, a little too urban for what I like to carry on a day-to-day basis, whether it's travel, outdoors, etc. They're generally speaking focused on the urban use in an office environment mostly. And so when AER reached out to me and said, do you want to try the AER Pro Pack? I said, absolutely. So here we are with a 20 liter. I've had it packed out for a few days, and I know what you're really asking yourself. Will I like it? Is this in the lane of bags that I would typically like and carry? And the answer is not really. And after carrying this, I can say that it is well built, well organized, one of the most feature-rich bags in this size for everyday carry. So it is perfect for everyday carry. Go to the office, carry all your stuff. Lots of capacity, lots of functionality that we'll get to. But at the end of the day, it's not really my style. But that doesn't mean I can't give you my opinions on how this bag is laid out. So let's get to that piece of this. Let's just go over all the outside features inside, and then we'll kind of wrap it up with some final thoughts in a rainy day in Puerto Rico. All right, so we're back in the studio. It's been a while, man. This is what it looks like. This is pretty cool. Anyway, I've had this AER Pro Pack 20 liter with me for the last 5 days, totally packed out in airline, pilot, EDC, travel mode, and it did fantastic. Held up great. I really have no complaints about the durability of this bag. Now, before I get to all the details of the bag, which I'm gonna show you here from Puerto Rico where I filmed it, after that, we're going to get out the Slim, and then we're going to talk about my final thoughts on this bag and what I'm going to do with it long term. So anyway, back to Puerto Rico. 20 liters Pro Pack. And to be honest, I have this thing packed out. I'm on a 5-day trip, and it is totally overpacked, packed out. I would say definitely to 20 liter capacity. And I definitely feel a difference in this one compared to what I typically carry, the 21 liter GR1 or a 21 liter M22, both from GoRuck, just because the way those bags fit. I definitely sense a difference in volume, whether it's that 1 liter difference, or maybe this is on the small end of 20 liters, or those bags are on the upper end of 21 liters. And yes, the M22, kind of a flip top, has room to expand, so I realize that. But this thing is totally packed out. Now, the biggest benefit of the Pro Pack, and I have the Slim as well. This Pro Pack is lots and lots of zippers. It is definitely a top focused bag. And really that means you can just put it in the chair next to you and go to work. In the airplane, I put it next to me and I can literally access any of these compartments while it's sitting there in the chair next to where I sit in the captain's seat. Now this is got a mid-mounted top handle, which for me is kind of a negative just because of the way that sits on my bag. It's a little too far forward for me for a day-to-day use, so this isn't gonna be a everyday travel bag for me, at least for work, just because the way that handle is mounted. It does work. It's very padded, very comfortable, and very durable. But and it is, if you were gonna lug this thing around, because it's in the middle, it sort of balances out the bag. But for my use case, it just doesn't work. But for you, it might be perfect, that mid-mounted top handle. Now, there's 4 zippers. Now, the other thing that I will point out to you is when you're accessing this bag, you can get a little mixed up in which compartment you're going into just based off of those zipper pulls. So I would recommend customizing your zipper pulls with some different colors, different textures, whatever you wanted to do, so you know where you're at on this bag. Now, 2 of them are top pockets, 2 of them are main compartment, I would say, zippers, and they're double zippers. So like for instance, this back compartment, the laptop compartment, 2 zippers, so you can go either side, maybe stick out a taller object if you wanted. This middle top pocket, single zipper. The main clamshell part of the bag, the front, is also 2 zippers, and then this other front top pocket has just 1 zipper pull. So lots of zippers in one confined space. You can kind of get lost in the zippers if you're not paying attention. So that's one thing that I identified. I'd probably customize these with some different colors if I was going to use this long term. Now, the top pockets is one of its biggest strengths. And you know I love top pockets. Top pockets, there's one in the front, and this one is quite sizable. In fact, this is where I have my aviation headset. So let's pull that sucker out. And some charging cords. So this is, there's nothing on the front panel, but on the inside, we have some organization for pens, knives, you name it. There's got charging cords in there for different things that I might have with me while I'm in flight. And then there's a zipper pocket, nice. Keep things secured. They're not falling out of that pocket as you're moving around. So nice and sizable. The one thing, and when I go into the inside of this bag, we'll talk about how that front top pocket impacts the clamshell. It does take away from the internal volume, so how you pack out in this front clamshell area ends up being more bottom heavy, just because of if you got this top pocket totally packed out, it's going to impact things. Why am I talking about pockets? I'm totally getting ahead of myself. Outside features. Now we do have 2 bottle pockets, one on either side. They are totally sewn in there, have elastic, so when they're not being used, they totally just slide away out of sight. Or if you got a bottle in there, it's totally usable. This one's got the Yeti, standard Yeti that I carry everywhere with me, and it fits perfectly. I do like 2 bottle pockets. In fact, I was kind of excited about bringing this Yeti along with another smaller one that I use for coffee, but I just didn't end up bringing it just because the time of day that I was gonna need coffee, I wasn't gonna necessarily put it in this bag, but still pretty cool. The back panel is very comfortable. Carry this around Annapolis, Maryland the other morning just to see how comfortable with it. And you can see it's kind of bulged out in the back because I got everything in here. I got the MacBook Pro and my other iPad in here, just got tons of stuff in the back panel. But it is very, very comfortable. The back panel is padded, got a center channel for some airflow, and it's got a handle in here or a luggage pass-through, however you wanted to use that, but it is super cool, super comfortable. The sternum strap is fidlock, sort of a push together, make it come apart. That's great. I don't have any problem with fidlocks in that use case. The sternum strap is movable up and down on a little track, so that's pretty cool. And we have strap keepers on the shoulder strap, and that's the best case, so you could use this on a motorcycle quite easily if that was the way you wanted to travel. Last little thing about the external features of this bag is the material that they use for the majority of the bag. It's an 840D ballistic nylon, so it's pretty, it's kind of a nice happy medium. It's got a nice texture to it, but very, very durable. And this is made out of recycled materials, so you got that going for you in this bag. The last little feature before we dive in, the logo. So some people, I'm trying to do this here. Some people don't like the logo. For me, it's pretty good. It's fine. It's very subtle. It might, wear off over time. Who knows? I like the subtlety of it, and it doesn't bother me. It's just what it is. The shoulder straps, which I've already talked about briefly, very padded, very comfortable. Like I said, wore it around town, and it was very awesome. So let's talk about inside features. And we already talked about that front pocket, very awesome, but it does rob you of some volume with the rest of the bag as we dive into that. So again, just a little reminder, front pocket is awesome. Lots of organization, lots of room for stuff, and I do love that. The main compartment, see, I'm already lost in the zippers. We'll unzip it all the way around just to give you an idea of what's in there. So as we look at the inside of this clamshell, we have one pocket, again, nice and easy for hidden storage in this main clamshell. And again, you can see the bottom of this pocket right here. That's that front inside pocket. So when this thing's totally puffed out and you got stuff in here, it just removes the ability to store some bigger things in this larger compartment. So let's dive into this. What do I have in here? Hat, keep the sun out of your eyes, charging brick, tissues, gummy bears. Snack pack, that fit perfectly in the top part, more gummy bears. And then a larger stretch pocket down here, which this carries the GR2 sized field pocket in the bottom. So that is nice. Some more stuff in the bottom. Fits that just perfectly. And so it's nice and stretchy, like that. Water bottle. So yeah, so totally like the design of this. Oh, and a silica pack that I forgot to take out. Just like the ability to kind of keep, if you have a bigger tech pouch, like I did that GR2 size field pocket, you can just kind of fit in there and it kind of keeps it all protected. That's pretty much it. Now this other area here is the middle top pocket. This is the main clamshell area. And for me, it's just a big area to store bigger items that I'm not gonna maybe access on the go, but where I am when I'm getting to my destination. So here we go, the middle top pocket, and you know I am a big fan of top pockets, and so the fact that this one has two is just fantastic because it's sort of in the middle of the bag. It doesn't necessarily get crunched like maybe stuff in the front, so I was able to put sunglasses in there, just no problem. And then again, passport, other documents, bigger pocket in the back, so just tons of utility on this one just to put stuff and access it on the go. Now it is behind the handle, so that is kind of one thing for me is a negative. As this bag sits on the front of my rolling bag, I can't necessarily get into this pocket, so that's kind of one of the negatives for me. Again, the placement of this handle is, you know, just for me personally, just doesn't work. Now, the last compartment of the four, 1, 2, 3, 4, is the laptop area, only accessible from this side of the bag, and it is the only one that has this AquaGuard zipper, which that's where your tech is. That's where you'd want the AquaGuard zipper. So I do love that little attention to detail. The rest of them don't have AquaGuard, but that doesn't bother me. The fact that the one pocket that I do want AquaGuard has it is fantastic. Now this one doesn't, it goes basically about halfway down. The zippers go halfway down on the bag, so you can definitely open up and get into everything like you would want to. There's a main compartment, so you can put some bigger stuff. I just had a magazine in there for reading. Outside magazine, perfect. And then you have two areas. So there's another stretchy area here to put a bigger item. This carries the work iPad perfectly. And then we have this little Air branding on the back, and it is padded on the back for you to put, in this case, the 14-inch MacBook Pro. So work on the road, edit this video, do whatever you want to. You just got room for all your tech. And I do love it. And again, like I said, I carried this thing around fully decked out with all this stuff, and it was completely comfortable, more comfortable than I expected, to be honest, because the padding of the shoulder straps and the back panel is just very nice, very comfortable. All right, let's pack it all up and give you my final thoughts. Final thoughts on this AER Pro Pack. First of all, it carries everything that I need really, really well. And it does have the access to all those things, no matter where I am, put it next to me, go to work. So the access to this bag is fantastic. This one definitely will do well head to head with those other everyday carry bags. 20 liters, it's on the small end, so you just got that. Now I will also say, just packed out, man, this thing kind of gets a little bulky. But you know, it carried all this stuff really well, so I can't really take it away from the bag in that regard. AER did a nice job of this one. The materials fit well. Definitely does everything really, really well. One thing I didn't talk about, and one issue with water bottle pockets typically is if they are not sewn with some elastic and stuff in the back, they definitely take away from the internal volume. I don't get the sense with this bag at all that this bottle is impacting the inside of this bag. So big kudos there with this design. Definitely like that feature. All right, that's it. So that's the finer details of this bag. Really great setup, does a lot of great things. But before I get to my final verdict, let's get out the Slim. So here's the Slim, and you can see based off of this is a 12.5 liter size versus the 20. They also make a 24 liter size, which I don't have, but this 12.5 liter size is just what you would think. It's a slimmed down version of the 20 liter bag. And essentially you get the front pocket that you had here that I detailed, and you get sort of a hybrid back pocket, which I'll show you in a second. But this back panel, same exact thing. Bottle pockets, we only get one this time because this main compartment zipper actually does like kind of a 3/4 thing. And so really you have this one bottle pocket on this side that sort of prevents that. This bottle pocket's pretty small. This 18-ounce Yeti that I carry with me pretty much everywhere, it's a pretty tight fit. Expanded quite a lot there, so really you're not really going to fit anything bigger than the 18-ounce Yeti in my experience. Now the rest of the bag is just identical in build quality to the 20-liter one, and the back panel is just as robust and very comfortably built. Same material, strap system, everything you saw here, it's over here. Now the pocket layout is a little different, and we just have this front main pocket, which is identical, as I would say, to this one in terms of the pocket layout. The organization is fantastic. One thing I didn't talk about, I don't even know if you saw it, but on this zipper pocket in the front compartment, a couple things. First of all, there is a key loop with a nice little clip in there that would be awesome. And then there's this little mystery pocket that honestly I didn't really even know what it was for. Thought about asking y'all on the internet about what it was for, but turns out it's perfect for some sort of tracker. In this case, the Apple AirTags fit perfectly in there, and then it's completely hidden, zipped up. You wouldn't even notice it. Now your bag is being tracked by whatever you decide to use. Well, those things are very, very useful in my opinion. That's the front pocket. The main compartment is pretty big, and again, the biggest thing is it's not a full clamshell. It goes down almost all the way on one side, and on the other side it only goes to where that bottle pocket connects. Not AquaGuard. So where the tech was on this side, you get AquaGuard. You don't get AquaGuard on this side. It's not a huge deal for me. Now inside I've got just a couple things. I've got the Evergoods Cap 2. In the bottom I got this Peter McKinnon Nomadic tech pouch. Really any two medium-sized tech pouches. The GR1 field pockets fit in here perfectly. Either way, it doesn't really matter. No other pocket inside. So it is very, very slim. Now the main back panel is just like you saw over here. You got one main compartment and then another second area to put stuff in there. So that's really simple. You'll be able to carry your tech pouches on the inside and then your tech. But really very, very slim, very, very limited, I would say. And so what's this useful for? If you're a very, very minimalist, go to work, go to the coffee shop where you just need your laptop and maybe a couple other things, this would be perfect. Same styling that you found on the other Air. You got the same branding on the front, so that's just pretty nice. Nice little handle. Yeah, I think this is good for just minimalist EDC, if you ask me. Otherwise, you're gonna have to step up to the full size 20-liter, and if this isn't big enough for you, 24 liters. All right, so final thoughts. Will this be my go-to for work travel? No. And sort of like I alluded to before, some of my biggest negatives are the way this handle attaches. Just for me personally, for you, it may be more balanced and a better layout. So I can't really give it a negative. It's just for me personally, it doesn't work out. The other thing is the styling is just a little too minimalist, a little too urban for me in terms of the way it's built. I think the material feel of it is really great. 840D is a perfect setup for this, AquaGuard in all the right spots. So really high marks for me in terms of build, and it's just it doesn't meet my general style. What is my style? Well, you've seen it, probably guessed. This is the M22. In fact, I've already taken everything out of here and repacked it into my favorite M22 from GoRuck. This is the Scars modified one. You guys have seen this before. Full video up here if you want to see more about this one. You see a lot of this one. It's just, for me, it's just, it's got a medium tactical index, a lot of utility from different angles, robust straps, the ability to carry everything. This is sort of what's been my go-to right now. And again, repacked out for work with everything that was in here. And it does fit a little bit bigger. Obviously it's only 1 liter difference, but this one just fits me a lot better for my personal use case. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, back to Cancun for the wrap up. Back to Puerto Rico for the wrap up. That's it from sunny Puerto Rico. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna do more videos from the road. Just gotta have a bag that sort of fits that mode for me to be able to pack up all my work stuff and use it in that capacity. It's kind of rare. It's got to be in black, and it's got to have some great features. So we'll see you next time in the next video. Enjoy the weather where you are. Hopefully it's better than it is here in Puerto Rico. Sometimes life just doesn't work out. Just be the other way. 5-day trip, had this back from our 5-day trip, had this thing, I cannot say the name of it. I want to say the wrong one every time. So we're back. Yes! This is what the studio looks like, man. It's been a while since I've been in here. This is pretty cool. Look at all the backpacks.